You and me, we ain't nothing alike. Let's set the record straight. Those words you say, they hold no weight, they like. Let's set the record straight. You'll never break the man before you're out.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Diecast review. This is Austin Cindric's 2021 5G Verison paint scheme that was ran at the Daytona 500. Now, I am very late when it comes to this Diecast review, and I do apologize for that, but this was actually not the originally planned Diecast review for today. This one here was going to be the original, the Ryan Blaney Talladega race win from 2019. But then halfway through, like before I even opened the car, I got to thinking, I'm like, I've already made one of these. So did I do a Diecast review already? Sure enough, I stopped the video, looked it up, and yeah, it is right there. Over a year ago, I have made that race win and did a Diecast review on it as well. So that definitely did not go as planned. I am kind of running out on a little bit of content here because I have been pretty much reviewing everything that I can, right? I have one, not counting this one, after this video, which will be the final one I record for today, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a week left of Diecast reviews. But I think we're going to be getting some brand new releases here very soon. I think the Kyle Larson Xfinity Series, like winner 5-pack deal, I'm pretty sure that's going to be coming out very soon. I think it's like within the week that it's supposed to be released. Now, notice how I said supposed to be. Most of these like shipping reports for the year have been delayed quite some time, by at least 2 weeks. So we're not really getting a Diecast report, we're getting a, here's what might be released. So, I don't know if it'll be released then, or it'll be released, you know, within a couple weeks, or maybe a couple months. But either way, hopefully it kind of gets out very soon, because I'm starting to run a little bit low on content. So back to the bottom bag diecast grind, I guess you could say, which most of these diecasts that I've been reviewing will go on that page. I've got another Cindric to review tomorrow, and then a Cindric to review after that. I've got Logano, Kyle Busch, some race versions for them. So yeah, I've got a lot going on, so hopefully we can kind of get some more diecasts released in order to bring them into the studio and have a little bit more content. And not to mention the content will be new and fresh and not something like Cindric's car from 2021 at the very beginning of the season. But I mean, you know what they say. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this diecast review. Here's the diecast out of the box. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this was ran at Talladega. What the heck? No, not Talladega. Daytona. Now, I don't know if this was a one-off paint scheme. I don't know if this was like the only time he ran it at Daytona, because sometimes the one-off paint schemes will have a roof hatch, depending on which race they ran for the one time, which I thought was kind of weird, because like the roof hatch is not a part of the paint scheme. It's a part of the setup for the car during that race. And they'll not only do the same thing on the 124 scales, but they'll involve like the window. So say, I would assume that, I don't know if they do it on the Xfinity cars, but I know for the Cup cars, like say, well, again, Junior ran Martinsville 2022 in the Xfinity Series, but if you ran in the Cup Series, because I don't know how the Xfinities are made per se, but if you ran in the Cup Series for 2022 at Martinsville, that right side window would be kind of left out because it's a short track and they don't run the windows. So that's something a little cool they do. Like, again, for the Cindric, it's got the roof hatch on top, and sometimes they'll do it for a one-off paint scheme, and sometimes they'll do it for, not a primary, but they'll do it for a couple race diecasts that are like, not one-offs, but they have like 2 or 3 races on the schedule that are in that paint scheme. But for the most part, if it's like just a one-off race, it'll have the roof hatch, again, varying on which track they go to. Which, again, I thought was fairly interesting, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, I don't know if this Cindric diecast is rare just yet. I wouldn't put it past it if it is, but something tells me it's not quite rare, but it's getting there. Now, again, I have not looked up the price or anything. I don't really have the plan to sell it, but I'm just, I know some of these one-off drivers, like kind of these oddball drivers, will actually get really high up in value, and now, especially since he's won the Daytona 500 the year after for 2022, So with this being a 2021 diecast, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the only Cindric car we got in the Cup Series for 2021. I feel like that's going to raise the value here later on down the road by quite a lot. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, was it Brad Keselowski that ran a 5G Verison paint scheme 2 in 2021? Or I know somebody else did, but I want to say it was Keselowski. I'm not too sure. It definitely wasn't for the Daytona 500 because we all know how that ended, but, you know, enough about that. And I actually think, I think Cindric got caught up in that final lap crash as well. If not, I know he got caught up in some crash, but I want to say it was the final lap, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, onto the hood here, we got 5G with a little check mark. Now, I must mention that this finish is more of like a matte finish, so, you know, not bad. More of like a satin finish or a matte finish, so, you know, not bad at all. I kind of wish it was like the glossy finish, the metallic finish, but I mean, you know, I'm good with a flat finish too. Got 5G right there, Pennzoil and Ford. Got Cindric right there on the name banner with the 2 Ford logos on each side. Got the 33, again, you can kind of see the roof hatch there. Nothing behind the 33, which looks a little off. It looks to be scooted back a little bit, which, I mean, it's not really a big deal. Got Cindric right there on the rear name banner, and there is nothing on the deck lid. Black spoiler, I feel like a red one would look just a wee bit better, or maybe even white, especially from this angle here. I feel like white would look pretty good too. We got Verison, of course you got the taillights back here, got the 2 rookie stripes, and the Michigan Ford license plate there, got the 33 as well. Nothing on the quarter panel down here, we got Verison, Pertec Money Line. Maybe we did get like a Money Line paint scheme, I don't think we did. I think this is the only one we got. I could be very wrong. We got the side skirt down here, which is red and got a little bit of white on top. Got the 33. See Austin Cindric up there on the name row. Let's see, got Ford PPG, Mazak, and Freightliner. I don't think that's anything else. Yeah, they're kind of missing one on the bottom, which I don't know if that's a restriction or if that's just all they had for the B post. So we got the NASCAR race car, NASCAR Cup Series. Got these white rims, which, I mean, they do look a little fat, so that is kind of Lionel's part on painting it. Like this one here, this one doesn't look too bad, but it's still not painted super well. And then you go over here and you can see how it's like not very painted good anyway, and it just looks it just makes the tire look a lot fatter. So you can see this one compared to this one looks a lot better. This one just kind of looks like there's a lot more rubber of the tire instead of the rim. So you know, it is what it is. Nothing really too crazy, but yeah, I mean, pretty cool little race car here. So where did we left off? It was this way. Yeah, okay. I got caught off track. Got Goodyear right there. Of course, you got the tire once again, as I spoke just a few seconds ago. Got the Sunoco. Do they have the Sunoco Rookie of the Year contenders immediately? Or is it just like, do they have to be like later in the season? Honestly, I'm not really too sure on that one. So we got the 33 right there. Mustang. Of course, we got the Sunoco, as I said earlier. Got the little horsey right there on the front end. Ooh, that's not very good. This headlight is a little skewy, so good job, Lionel, on that one. If we could focus, that'd be nice. Yeah, there you go. You can tell it's definitely a little off, but I mean, it's not a huge deal, but I wish it was a little more just on track. So, yeah, speaking of on track, again, I think this is the, I mean, technically you could deem it the Daytona 500 edition, even though I don't know if it was only ran at the Daytona race or at Talladega. Like, I don't know if it ran at Talladega or Daytona. Basically, I don't know if it was ran at just the plate tracks or just Daytona, or maybe, you know, somewhere else. But, I mean, anyway, nonetheless, this is a pretty nice little paint scheme here. Again, I don't know if it's rare yet, so if you have not picked it up, you may have missed out. I believe they had this in the Authentics line a couple months back. If that holds true, I'm not too sure about what wave that actually came from. I want to say it was like wave 4 or something really early in the year. I don't know, I may or may not have to do my research on that, but if you have the opportunity and you don't have this diecast now, I would definitely recommend to pick it up again, because I don't know what the value is going to be. It's an Austin Cindric car, as far as I'm aware. This is the only one produced for 2021 in the Cup Series. Because if I'm not mistaken, he didn't run full-time, right, for 2021, because he was still in the Xfinity Series full-time. So I don't know if he just had like a couple one-offs or what. So I'm not too sure on that one. I want to say he just ran for like the duels or the 500 or, you know, something like that. But either way, you know, not a bad paint scheme. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but again, I think we've got another driver who had this exact same paint scheme. I want to say it was Brad, but again, I'm probably wrong on that one too. With Brad being my second favorite driver, I kind of find it hard to remember what paint schemes he ran, but somehow I can pretty much remember every Bowman scheme that was ran ever until you kind of go back 2014, because I wasn't really watching back then, nor paying attention to Bowman. But either way, yeah, I do believe that'll be all for this Diecast review, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.